Good morning from Tucson, Arizona, and the Yarn Closet. This is Laura and Kitty, and we are at my house. We are actually at the Yarn Closet.
Is it closer to you?
We can turn this a little bit more.
Sorry, but I haven't had breakfast yet.
No, my husband shot a deer with a bow and arrow. It's hunting season, so he's on his way home, so we're fitting it in. Yarn Closet AZ on Instagram. Mawgee, M-A-W-G-E-E, Kitty on Ravelry. Don't worry, I'll respond to people.
I know, because I never do that.
Yeah. And the Yarn Closet over on Patreon. Don't get scared when I say Patreon. Go over, join for free, follow for free.
You don't have to give money.
Follow a bunch of people for free. I follow tons of people. I support, I think, 2 people. If you want to support and be in it for more of the prize drawings, that's great, and we appreciate it, and things will grow, and we'll be able to do better and more podcasts and stuff. But not right now. If we got a lot of supporters, we could buy a fun little camera that you could take with to some of your crazy adventures, and then we could post stuff. Do you want Kitty and her crazy adventures? Because they go out all the time. They go to music places, see bands. They go to these funny plays. Yeah.
Murder mystery.
If we had more supporters, I would do a crazy Kitty.
Oh, I would have my own thing.
Yeah.
We go to this thing.
Oh, she'd have her own thing because she's so technologically advanced.
Okay. I would have my own page, but she would do it. We go to this murder mystery dinner theater. Oh my God, you guys, the most funny thing ever, ever, ever. And it's just different people are the killers each time, and you have to figure it out. I don't know. Anyway.
People know what a murder mystery is. I'm pretty sure. A lot of people on here are like readers and stuff too. They're big deal folks.
What are you doing?
Stop it. Stop it.
I can't do this yet. Sorry.
Read. Do you see? We have an agenda. We're following the agenda. There are not many things. We've already crossed off 1 line. We got 3 more to go. 4 actually. Okay. So, finished objects. Do you have a finished object?
No. I have
I
work
thought you said you were going to be done with that.
Well, I'm not. I've been busy.
Oh, God. Because she's always going out, for crying out loud. So anyway,
I'm retired. What am I supposed to do?
Remember my Fix It Friday? Remember how the bottom of this was that light blue and it got all a little bit felted?
Yeah.
So I took it off.
I have to feel it. Oh, yeah.
This is silk bamboo.
This?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's a lovely drape. It's a little bit more lightweight for our environment. And then I just couldn't bring myself to get rid of the felted bottom. So I made a poncho.
Oh, how cute. And wow, does that feel... It feels heavy and warm.
Well, because it's felted, Mom.
Yeah.
And it's got alpaca in it, so it's warm. It's very warm. Alpaca is very warm.
Oh, alpaca, wait till you hear.
So, I had my crochet, 2 weeks of crochet sweaters. This is the smallest one. The largest one went to a friend's daughter. So I'm going to give her this small one because my daughter didn't like it. And her baby's almost a year old, so she'll be swimming in it, but who cares?
But she can grow into it.
But she can grow into it. And then Mom is getting this. So 3 like blue things if she wanted to take a girly picture. God, isn't that adorable?
That's like the olden days when we used to make matching dresses for our moms and our girls, and we'd all go to church, and we all looked
and you
like
can wear it like this too.
ducks in a row.
So the points are on the side. Yeah, it's fabulous.
It's so cute.
It's so cute. So I'm going to give that.
I like that felted idea because it's so heavy.
Right. I mean, that is kind of nice for some people. Some people like it.
I do.
But right now, in the 100 and some ridiculous heat, who knows? Okay, more finished objects. My gosh! So the plan is,
Do we have a speaker?
I forgot it. Just talk loud. It'll be fine.
Okay, we're going to talk loud.
Don't bump that over.
I just bumped it over. Okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
don't bump it over. So, once a month, middle of the month, we'll post a longer episode, me and Mom. During the rest of the month, like once a week, I'm going to try to post a quick video, like a Fix It Friday or Sweater 2019 or something, just something. But look at this. Remember how I had all those blowout socks?
Mhm.
So, can I actually do it? I don't know if I can. See that? They're attached. I put the blown out pair of socks inside this other pair of socks. Isn't this smashing? And I just sewed it around the heel. I matched up the heels and I sewed it. It still fits. It's double thick and more like a house slipper, which everyone
Because
is
it's-
telling me that's what I need to make because I use them like house slippers.
Mhm.
So now I'm putting them on. Do you want to try one on?
I do. Well, that's what I've always thought. You're wearing socks in the house. Of course, when we wear our socks, we get holes.
Thick, huh?
Warm,
Warm,
thick.
nice.
Here's my foot.
Yep.
Okay.
You're stretching it out.
Oh my! I was walking barefoot outside in the patio.
Oh, I shred my feet when I do that.
Oh, my feet are like black.
Okay, I have 2 more finished objects. Actually 4.
Wow.
They're just socks. Remember these that I did the toes 2 at a time?
Yeah.
Well, they are the bare minimum length of me to wear as socks without heels.
Okay.
So they're done now. So then these, I cranked up, and guess how I finished them? Dude, I just gathered the toe because I don't care for my socks around the house. Who cares? And these are a sport weight. They're a little bit
Yeah.
thicker. And I just finished the
Oh, I like
end
this.
for a rolled brim.
Yeah.
And this is a little bit longer.
And if you put 2 of those together, that would be super warm.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna, because I'm hoping that using this is a thicker yarn with nylon in it.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping this won't burn out as fast.
Okay.
But this is also a little bit longer than these and long enough that I don't need a heel. Because guess what, people?
Mm-hmm.
I need socks. And if that means they're not going to have heels, they're not going to have heels.
Where did
I
my
don't care.
stuff go?
I have it on
Oh,
my
all
side
right.
because I knew you'd mutz around. It'd be ridiculous.
Mutz around. Thank
So
you.
now, we're going to save the work in progress for the end of the podcast.
Oh my gosh, this is exciting, you guys. Okay, remember the funny alpaca business where I didn't know what an alpaca was? It was an animal? I didn't think so. And you proved that it was an animal. And, okay, so alpaca. So then, even the Canadian crocheter, not crocheter like we say it here. Oh my
She
gosh.
calls herself the crocheter all the time.
No.
That's just how she does her title to be funny.
I know it is. And we laugh at it every time because we think that is so funny. I wish I could crochet because then I would be the kitty crocheter.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to try to crochet. So, even she went to an alpaca farm. I got to see what an alpaca farm was and how they do stuff and they make it into alpaca thing. Okay, so my sister-in-law, Ed's sister up in Nevada.
I'll hold.
All right, Ed's sister up in Nevada sent us this. She went online and she tries this auction site for good. She tries to win auctions. She bids on all the yarn, and she said, every time I bid on that yarn, she says, I'm telling you, she said, every single time it's the same thing. People go nuts over buying this yarn, and I never can get it. Okay, saltrivermills.com. Okay, that's the name of the company. So,
I got it.
this time, she bought this, and it was alpaca. She didn't know
She
about
won
this.
the auction is what my mom is saying.
Look at this.
So this is, oh, and this is what kills me about you people. The pattern's included.
It's in back of it. She didn't know that it was stuck to it. So she ended up having to write to them, and they sent it to her. Okay, this is just
Yeah.
crazy.
No,
I haven't
the pattern,
told
when
Ruthie
they
that.
do this stuff, the pattern's always included. Okay,
Yeah,
so
but she didn't know it was, okay.
they have a lot of free patterns. I looked up their site, but they don't have this one on a free pattern. So we got 3
So Ruthie sent
skeins
this to us for free.
of Surrey alpaca.
It's S-U-R-I.
Uh-huh. Surrey alpaca, 40%, 60% Surrey alpaca, 40% wool, 120 yards. So this is bulky or super bulky? Because it's 15 stitches per 4 inches. It's a lovely color. It's got a lovely feel.
Isn't this? And you know, it's just, it's thicker. It's not.
It feels
real
like
thin.
felt. It's not like this is a single ply. There's not multiple plies on this. That means parts to the yarn. You know when you can split the yarn or the thread into 4, that's a 4 ply.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you, Auntie Ruthie. That is so
But now
fun.
wait a second. We have to show you something. Because the lady from
I did show.
I know. I'm showing something else. The lady.
You're showing the same thing again.
I'm not showing the same thing again. She doesn't
I already
know.
showed this.
There's a reason. Look at this. Because Ruthie's going to watch this. Ruthie, who does that look like? The lady in the picture looks like Ruthie.
Sort of.
She does. That's really funny. Well, that was my funny story. But thank you, Ruthie. Thank you. We can't wait to see.
It
what
will
we
work
can-
up very, very fast. Do you want to use it and try to make your first hat?
On your hat machine?
No, you can't put this on the hat machine. The hat machine is for fingering weight yarn.
Yes.
This is bulky.
Yes.
That means you'd use big needles.
Yes. And I want to try.
And so it
try
would
this.
go fast. Okay, so that
Faster
was our
than 3
unboxing.
months.
Aunt Ruthie has sent me yarn in the past. She's quite generous and lovely. And I made her
didn't know
some
that.
socks last year.
Mm.
And they were 2 different sizes. But
Yeah.
she's a good sport.
Yes.
I was just starting on the
We all,
socks.
we all laughed about that because they turned out one was a little bit bigger. Not to criticize, but one was not the same size. Okay, now are we ready for my work in progress?
Yeah.
Okay. Lynette, hurry up. Sit down with a cup of coffee because you're going to love this. All right. So, charmed Grammy crochet. All right. She has a reader's shawl. She has a pattern for the little girls, and then she tells you how much, whatever. All right. Look at how, holy moly, look at how long this thing ends up being. And I'm not even quite done because I don't have the very bottom part on it. But look at the colors. Okay. This is going to be something I'm going to wear at home. But I love it. And I didn't think I would get even a foot into it.
Mom, watch the video I sent you because this isn't even knotted.
I know,
It's just
but
twisted. Watch the video I sent you about Magic Knot. Magic Knot is a special way to tie the knot so you never have to weave in ends and it won't come undone. This isn't even tied.
I didn't do that since the last time you argued with me
This
about
isn't
it.
even tied.
I know.
It's just twisted so it could all come undone. You want your work to come undone? Magic Knot. Go look it up on Very
I
Pink
will.
Knits and do it. Start doing it because
But I didn't do this since you sent me the thing, so don't worry about it.
But Mom, look, this isn't even knotted. This can totally come apart.
Well, don't pull it apart. Leave it alone.
Well, what do you think you're going to do with it? You've got to learn how to at least.
You know what?
To do magic
if nothing
knots,
else,
so
you
you
know
don't
what
have-
I can put on it? Stitch witchery stuff, that
Mom,
liquid
Mom.
stitch. Oh, don't worry about it. I'll fix it. Don't pick out everything and show
this
people.
is something that I said before, and I'm serious. So
They won't hear you because you're sitting too far back.
people like to criticize
What?
that crochet is like the redheaded stepchild in the yarn arts.
What does that mean?
Oh, they used to call me that at school when I was little, the teachers.
No, but what does that mean? It's
Like, you're
it's
the
lesser.
scummy, the lesser stepchild. You're the stepchild, you're not the real child.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay, stop. I'm talking. You're not going to butt in on me. You're going to let me finish this thought. So, One of the things is that a lot of times crocheters don't put as much effort into finishing. And I don't mean to offend anyone, but I will just say this, because a lot of times I think it's children who do a lot of the crocheting, because it's easier in many instances to teach a kid how to crochet than to teach them how to knit. And that's what kind of sticks in people's minds. Those projects, not the beautiful crochet projects that can be a sweater that's on par with a knit sweater. But the reason that those things have taken up a notch is because people have taken the effort to not just knit the blanket, but put a border on it that finishes it.
Mm-hmm.
They've woven in their ends properly, or they've used magic knots so their yarns won't come undone. And it's the finishing. Would you really quilt something without the final quilting?
No.
That's all I'm saying.
I have no idea why she said that. Okay, so this is a reader shawl. It goes like over like this. All right. So I said one day, you know what? I used to be a quilter, and quilters, when we start a new pattern, we do one block because we want to see what it's going to look like. And sometimes we think, nah, I don't like this, and we change it around, just like crocheters do or people with knitting.
Yeah.
But I saved my stuff. Well, I don't do it anymore. But look at this. So I thought, why instead of, with the yarn, instead of doing pockets, why can't I make it, because I'm not going to wear this anyplace, I'm going to have it at home. It's going to be something that's really this is my first thing that is really done and for me. Look at this. So sometimes when I was doing something, I was just doing an odd thing, okay? And this was a scrap left over. But I have a couple of scraps, actually many. Look, if I sew two of them together, I have a square. Like this. I can't hold it up. Okay. I have a square. This square, put another piece of fabric on it. What you do is you put it on the front, sew around, okay? That stabilizes it enough because you don't want it real stiff or anything. And then attach this as the pocket. Okay, I'm going to find stuff that matches color-wise because I know you're thinking right away.
No,
oh,
I'm not.
Okay, you're not? Because you thought it was a cute idea.
It's a cute idea. My big
Yeah.
thing is just that you can't make it too heavy.
Right.
So be very careful about how many layers.
It's only 2 layers. It's this plus one piece of cotton fabric on the back. No interfacing or anything.
And you just have to be really careful when you're sewing it on the yarn so that you're not stretching out the yarn.
Right.
Yeah.
So, isn't that just a funny idea? So I was looking through and I thought, holy cow, I have got so many odd things. You know, cut it in half, put it together in 2 places or
Or why
another
couldn't
strip
you just
down.
fold this and then sew it, and then you've got your backing too,
Oh yeah, look at that.
if you want a smaller pocket. Because you could do this one like this direction.
Yeah. I've got
so
so
let me
many
show
of
you
these.
something.
Okay, this is really okay. This is just the coolest.
Do you want
thing.
one of these? Do you want one of my blocking boards? You probably still have some T-pins. So
No, I don't
keep
have
a blocking
T-pins.
board right on my table here, since this is where I do most of my projects, let things sit. And I've got a couple stitch markers, my stuff. But then when I need to pin it down, you know, I've got the different T-pins and the different blocking pins, and I can pin things down to measure it.
Yeah. Oh, cute. Do you have an extra one?
Yeah, that's what I just
Okay.
said.
Never send me anything. Never put me in any of your giveaways or anything, because I just get all my stuff free from her.
Yeah. Yes, I'll send you home with one of these blocks so that you can
Thank you.
pin things down and figure it
Okay.
out.
So one day, I had taken some scraps. I made this into a quilt.
your own pinning boards? Because
No, I don't.
Okay. I'll go get
So
one.
one
I'll be
day-
right back.
I was taking scraps and I had made this into a, what was like a long runner thing, like a quilt, but like, it ended up I was sick of it. So I just did it as a runner on a table. So I had just enough left that I threw something on the back, made a pillow for it, and then just sewed it up. Well, then one day I didn't want it anymore. So I took it off of the couch or wherever I had it, just slit this open, took all the stuff out and washed it. Lynette, you know what this is? Look at what this is. It's the right size. Look. It's going to go across my back. It's enough for, instead of doing more, you know how you put the back down so that it covers your back a little bit and keeps your back warm? You know what? The next one I do, I'm going to do something like this. Is this just funny? I love this. Actually, if I did one that had reds in it, I could just do this red side. You missed this whole thing.
No, I heard you.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my thing. But I'm almost done because now I have to just add this little bit on the bottom of something.
Garter
Stitch, yeah. I know. I just have to do that on the bottom, which I might do in the car.
So then, do you want to go over my works in progress?
Certainly. What are you doing, my dear?
I have,
I want to
one
see this.
sock,
Show this. Look.
but it's nowhere near me, that I'm not getting a lot of progress on. But guess what? Remember that thing that I told my mom was stupid because why did she buy it? She didn't even know what it was.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of these rings. I'm using it.
And
It's
it comes
not
three
fabulous.
Three to a package.
The reason it comes 3 to a package.
is 1, 2, and 3 on those.
No, they all have 3 on them. It's the size of the yarn.
No, because I have them.
No, you're wrong.
I'm going to prove next
No,
time.
you're wrong. I have them right there. It's the size of the yarn.
But, this is the fun of having daughters.
Yeah.
You know, you're wrong for all the time.
See, 3 blue, 3 pink, 3 orange. And you know what the difference is?
What?
The diameter of this. Because you use the orange one if you're using fingering or lace weight yarn. Use this if you're using sport or DK, and this if you're using worsted or bulky. The space inside that is different. Can you tell? You see how this
not
one is
really.
teeny tiny?
This is a problem I have is that
can you
my...
tell that the orange is teeny tiny compared to
Oh,
the blue?
yes. Okay, if I look at it really close, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't that funny? I saw that as 1, 2, and 3.
No.
My site is not...
I didn't see it the first couple times I looked at it, but when I went to put it together, then I felt it, and I could tell, oh, well, this is bigger than that one, and so then I figured out that
'Cause
it
it's
was for the
interchangeable
side.
tops.
Yeah, the top's interchangeable.
But isn't it a funny idea?
It is, and the funny thing is...
Get it at Joann's, use your 40% off
So here's the
coupon.
deal. The yarn doesn't really stay under each one of these little hooks very well, but the yarn stays on each side of the ring really well. It's actually underneath the thing. And since I'm only using 2 colors, that's fine.
So it doesn't fall off your finger. They can't see what you're
No.
doing because you're...
I'm not trying to let them see what I'm doing. I'm
Well,
just getting
I'm
my
trying.
yarn untangled.
I'm trying. I love
Yeah,
it
it
that
stays
you
on your
add
finger so that when you're doing
stuff.
continental and both colors of your color work, continental, then you can always keep them in the same way, place, whatever. People have been arguing yarn dominance for decades, but
What does that mean, dominance?
but people are proving that there is a yarn dominance, that if you have like one color coming off this hand and one color coming off that hand, and you're knitting, and then the next time you switch it, yarn dominance means
Like one would
one
show
will
up?
sit back a little bit further than the other one, depending on how you do it. So anyway, she's just enamored because I'm just doing another sweater.
Oh my, no, it's not the sweater. It's adding in all this stuff and then it makes like these little hearts and the squares.
You know,
or
and I'm
something.
finding
I
it
love
difficult
it.
because
I love that.
what the yarn said on the package in the light brown, it's just really not that thick. So then the color work yarn is a little bit thicker. It's a Malabrigo. It's the goofiest Malabrigo I've ever gotten because in winding up the skein, it was cut in like 16 places. So I have all these little chunks. So that's not fun. And I don't think it was that my child got a hold of it because I have everything tucked away that she can't really get into it. I mean, I have a hard time getting into it, let's be honest. So I'm trying to work with my tension and all that stuff. So instead of just doing every other row with the hearts, I'm doing some 3 spaces, some 2 spaces. I tried to make it really random. And I'm just going to do, instead of like that big chunk of different color, I'm just going to do, I'm thinking about finishing off another 3 stripe row here and then doing a lot of the little hearts on the top up in this area.
Yeah.
And then kind of being done with it. So we'll see. But it definitely makes it fly. So here's the deal. You know, I was hovering a couple rows behind here, a couple rows above there. I got almost all of this done yesterday evening.
What?
I know. Because when you have all this color work and stuff, you want to see the next stitch. You want to see the next row
So you
completed.
keep going.
So it's just fun, and you move a little bit faster, and you keep going. So that's my sweater work. I put away the polyester, the blue polyester sweater because it was too hot. Too hot.
We don't know where you guys live.
Yeah.
Okay, Charmed Grammy Crochet, Lynette, wrote to me and said it was 75 where she was. She says, you should come visit here, 75. I said, we don't even get down to 75 at night sometimes.
No.
And this is September 1st. We're so tired of heat by this time of the year because we started early, but they're saying we're going longer with heat.
I know. No, we really didn't start the heat early. We started it late this year.
I was hot, though, early.
Okay. So, you probably saw the episode. I got my sock machine back. I sold it. The lady really didn't like it, so I gave her a refund and just got it back. It works fabulous. Yes, there's a few extra scratches and stuff from back and forth transit and other people taking it apart and whatever. Oh. But we've totally looked through it, cleaned it up, we put it together. I'm working with it. It's great. If you're interested in a sock machine, let me know. Or, I mean, a hat machine. People are like, it looks like a sock machine. Yes, it's exactly the same
It's just
thing.
bigger.
It's just bigger. So this is a 72 stitch sock, like a man-sized sock. The average man or a woman with a really wide foot. So this is 72. And this is the 90 stitch hat tube. So it's not actually that much bigger than the 72 stitch in a sock tube. The one nice thing is you can make leggings for larger people or people who are bed confined or whatever just from these tubes.
Oh.
Yeah. So let me know if
Now
you're
there's
interested.
an idea, yeah.
It's an Erlbacher Gerhardt. It has the ribber. It has 2 cylinder sizes, and you can look it up online. I made just a few things hat-wise last night, and you're like, this hat doesn't look big enough. But it is, because look. So this hat actually starts right here, goes to here, is what, about 7 inches, like kid size? Okay.
And it's cute.
Folded brim, double thick folded brim, all super wash. I've got, Amy Beth mentioned a friend who needs a bunch of stuff for people who are moving into the United States. A lot of children, like 450 people. So anyway, I decided to just make sure the thing works by cranking out some hats. So then this one's about 9.5 inches. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
And this is also a folded brim. So when I take out this white waste yarn, it's already seamed. That's what a hung hem or a folded brim means. And then I'm just going to weave in a needle at the very end here, and I'm going to gather it like the toe on my heelless socks. I'm just going to gather it up, no decreases. A very simple hat. But honestly, it's just
How long does
fast.
it take to do just the kids' version?
These two, I cranked both of these out in less than half an hour.
Oh
And
my
that's
gosh.
changing yarns and setting it up and everything else.
So if I'm doing that, because I've never done one, okay,
Yeah.
but if I'm doing one and I have been knitting for a long time, how long would it take me by hand to do a hat?
Some people can do a hat in an afternoon, a few hours. Most people
But you
who
did
do,
the equivalent of 2 hats in half an hour.
and they're fingering weight with a double
Wow.
thick brim and fingering weight. I made one fingering weight sock head hat, and it took me 3 weeks.
Wow.
So it's definitely faster if
We're
you
talking
do
3 months for me.
if you do
Oh
a
my
lot
God.
of what do you call
Inch
it,
back here.
charity knitting
Donation.
it's fun because I think people don't really know what to do with the socks for charity, and they don't always like the hand knit ones because they say they stretch out too much. I've tried. So on the hat machine, people want hats. You can blast out the hats, you can make leg warmers, but here's the trick.
But I'm thinking, what in Tucson?
But
what
you
about
can
all-
also make.
Wait a minute.
Shh, I'm not done. Stop interrupting.
I was talking first.
No, you weren't. I was not done. I stood up to grab something. There were words still coming out of my mouth.
That qualified as stopping.
So I'm going to put these two ends together and have a nice big cowl that I can then wrap around a second time.
Yeah.
Or, you can just crank the heck out of it and then finish the edges and have a scarf. A scarf. You like scarves.
I was going to say, why can't you just finish that off as a scarf for me?
Right, I'm not going to. Because finishing the edges, you have to either weave in your needles and then do like
Something.
I suppose you could do a 3-needle bind off. That would be pretty easy on the edges.
See, I don't know what any of this is, so
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm just keeping it simple. At my age, I'm keeping it simple.
Well, you can keep it simple, but you have to get up to the next step, or you're
Not going to progress.
not going to be interested enough to keep going.
I am interested enough. I thought I could do this while I watch TV, but the problem I have is being able to see the detail on the screen, and I sit really close to the TV. And so I have to stop, and I'm trying to focus and focus and focus, and then I go to start up again, and then I stop. So that's why it's taking me forever, because then sometimes I just give up and I fall asleep anyway.
I listen to books, or I listen
Yeah.
to podcasts, and I just don't look.
Yeah, I do that too, but
Yeah.
there's too many things I like on TV. Plus, I like to be with Ed, and we watch a movie or we binge watch some series that we never watched before.
Right. Okay, so thanks to my consistent Patreons, we're going to be doing quarterly drawings. So this is going to post the middle of September. Be a patron, and you can get in on the drawing, which will be done in the beginning of October when I can pull the list of everybody who's donated in that quarter. And this is a Fat Squirrel Speaks
It's little
large sock,
sheep. It's cute.
large sock size bag. I would just buy all of her bags They're so,
Is this on Etsy or where is it?
no, she has her own website. It's that redheaded lady that I like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's one of the only ones that has bigger size in this style. I would like her sweater and her large sweater size or Aran weight size
Oh,
one.
what's her name?
Fat Squirrel Speaks.
Yeah.
Amy Beth.
See, I thought we'd get that in twice.
Yeah. So you're gonna get the bag. You are going to get a cranked sock tube, 64 stitch, about 9 stitches to the inch. You're gonna get a couple of braille stitch markers in a handy little case. What is this?
A bath bomb.
Yes, it is. And you're gonna get the card.
And I never knew what the cards were for. It's because the bag is blank and you can write your pattern on it.
Yes, or you could take notes of what you've done differently for your pattern.
Or when you have nothing else to write on, put your grocery list on it.
And a set of Chow Goo Twist Shorties, 2.25 in
Oh, it's those needles that
2
are
inch
a
and
connector.
2 inch and 3 inch. So you get a 2 inch, a set of 2 inch tips and a set of 3 inch tips, and then you get
And they're all interchangeable.
they're interchangeable with these 2 little cords. They're only interchangeable to other tiny, the Chow Goo Tiny set. So you can make 9 inch circular needles, 10 inch circular needles, 11 inch circular needles, and 12 inch circular needles. So they're great for people who like to do that for socks or sleeves. Or the top
Oh.
of hats when you have to do the decrease and it gets smaller. Now the fact that you have 2 of these means that if you're going to add a contrasting heels, toes, and cuffs, you can put these together, weave one into one side, one into the other side, and you can do the 2, no, you can't do the 2 middle, they're not long enough. Anyway, it's just a very nice
Figure it
bonus.
out.
Figure it out, do what you want. A one-of-a-kind hand-carved cup that you can store your crochet hooks, your scissors, your whatever in. It's very lightweight.
That's
And-
made by.
My husband. And everybody's thinking, but don't you want to keep just everything that he makes? No. Do I want to keep everything that I make? No.
No, and you wouldn't have a house big enough because
No, and it would be a
he's good.
fire hazard.
Yes, because you'd have wood everywhere.
And then an unscented body
Balm.
balm. Balm.
Oh yeah, body balm.
Balm.
BALM, balm.
From Growly Bear out of Arizona.
Mayor,
Mayor,
Arizona.
Arizona. So anyway, this is the prize that will go out in October for Patreon people. So get over to Patreon, follow, comment, let me know that you're in our Patreon group.
Yeah.
And become a patron. $1 a month, people. $1 a month. And we're going to do quarterly prizes, and the majority of our prizes are going to be pulled off of Patreon. So there you go. Pretty darn nice. You know,
Another-
this bag alone is like $37.
Really?
Yeah, this is
Well, you
very
get- well,
big deal.
Send me a link to her, because you know I'm not going to look it up unless I have a link.
Well, you're not going to see anything if you look it up because she does updates only like Friday nights, and they sell out so fast that her
Okay.
shop is
Really?
empty that fast.
Wow. So what else do we have?
What else have
Do you have another one of these?
No.
It's got, I hooked it on. Oh, you don't?
No, do you need it?
No, but I'm gonna go over there. See this? This is what the kind of thing that we
I don't
use.
think it's over there. You have to go to Maxi Aids online. That's where you'll find even more
No,
stuff.
she sells over at that Low Vision
Yeah.
shop. Yeah, they sell Maxi Aids over there. They're a distributor for them too.
Yes, I know, but I don't think they
I-
have that on. You can go to their website and find out what they have. I don't
All
think
right.
they have this there. I had to buy it online
Okay.
because they don't keep everything in stock.
Yeah.
So they'll just order it online from you for you.
Okay.
Um,
So what else are you telling them?
So we did. What else did we do? See, here's a picture. See that gargantuan size?
Yes,
I want that
wow.
gargantuan size. I just love her. See,
Fat squirrel fibers.
this is the sweater bag size for $49, and then the big sweater is like $63. And then,
But you could use these for all kinds of stuff.
yes, but they're really, really well made. They'll stand up to,
Forever. For washing and everything?
yeah,
Throwing in the
which
machine?
some of the stuff that I've gotten has just not stood up real well to the washing and whatnot.
I like stuff you
Oh
can...
my gosh! So she posted the other day something about her spinning. So I'm watching all that stuff because, hopefully I'll start spinning. And I noticed that you couldn't see the box in the background. She's got one box in her bookshelf that has this little carabiner clip to it. I couldn't tell for ages what it was, and I had my son look, and he's like, it's a carabiner. So I finally asked her, and she's like, that is the craziest question. But it's there because she's got her Swift on top of the bookshelf, and then her cake winder down on a table. So she runs her yarn through that carabiner to keep it out of everything else. And then I just got another reply to that comment on her thing. This other woman replied, I have wondered about that carabiner for months. I get into the podcast and forget to ask by the end. I just figured it was a handle to pull the basket off the shelves, but then, oh my God, that's what I thought. I thought it was a total handle.
See, and you heard that little sound? That's because when we use our phone, a lot of times we touch the thing, make it read it to us. It's easier than trying to see it. And,
So, yeah, how absolutely funny is that? Okay, let's read the rest of her stuff. So she said she thought it would be a handle to pull them out, but then wouldn't they be on all of them? So I'm going to reply, oh my gosh, I always thought it was a handle too, but figure she somehow broke that wicker box. Laugh out loud. But sadly, it'll actually type laugh out loud. It won't
do LOL.
do LOL. Okay, I love it. I'm not the only one.
Funny. What else is happening?
Jared's bringing home a deer today. He'll hang it up in the carport and finish. He gets the guts out there in the woods, and then he'll skin it. God only knows what we're going to do with that. Maybe he skinned it out there. That would have been nice. I don't want to have to deal with
And you have
deer hide.
the deer hide.
And then he'll cut it up.
And make
So
deer
it'll be all
sausage.
cut up within 4 hours of the kill. And he's very, very good. He's got a lot of practice. And then we'll freeze it. I'll have some for deer stew. If we make
venison
some
roast.
venison roast, if we make some hamburger out of it, that will be for like spaghetti sauce. And then he likes to predominantly use his stuff for sausage.
Mm-hmm.
And when he does smoke the sausage, I have to go to my mom's house because I can't.
She can't. She reacts to the scent.
Smell.
The scent.
Yeah, it's too much.
Mhm.
Yeah. So how's the thing on my head looking?
Oh, she had to have. Oh, it looks good.
Do I have to keep it covered?
No, I don't think you should keep it covered. I think.
I only did that for the podcast. I have
Tell 'em
left
what-
it uncovered.
Tell them what it is.
So, literally 2 years ago, 2 years ago, I went into the doctor. And just as an aside, I said, I've had this thing for months. What is this little divot on my forehead? And she's like, oh, it's just a fungus or something. It never went away, and it never went away. And if I would catch it on something or bang it, it would get a really bad scab. And then I found another little bump over here, and I thought, that feels like that one, but it doesn't look like that one. It just feels like it. And then I had another one right next to it, like another bump. And so I was talking to somebody at school, and they said, I think it's called a flatwort. I'm like, what? I've never heard of a flat wart. Okay, so get this. Most women get them on their legs, and then they shave, and then they spread them, and they're very flat. And they can be just simple discolorations on your skin. They can be divots, or they can be just a slight raised area of your skin. But they're very, you can transfer them everywhere. Kids who will get them in their teen years will spread them all over and think they're like pimples and really.
So tell what.
So
what is this?
So it's a flat wart. So I let my son use the Bernie freeze it off stuff, and he was so freaked out. He didn't quite get it enough the first time, so I waited the appropriate 2 weeks, did it another time, and yes, everyone's been asking what it is. I just tell them it's a blind accident, that I bumped into something.
Blame everything on our site.
That's right.
It always works.
Because it's just too long of a story to try to explain.
Whatever.
I think I might have a bit of a red spot when it's all said and done.
Well, then just get a cover stick and dab a little bit of cover
that never
stick.
works. People can actually see, can tell. That never works. It looks like you're wearing makeup. But I got this instead. Red light therapy. It was $20 on Amazon. We did this after Prue got sick when she was an infant, and they sent her home, but her jaundice started to go the other direction. I had a friend who sells red lights and blue lights for therapy, and Jared was ticked. He's like, why would you borrow this $3,000 machine? Because obviously the one in the hospital didn't work. And I said, because it will work. I said, the problem was she wasn't getting fed enough during it. So we, round the clock for a week, traded off, and every hour that baby got fed, and he had to call, they'd never endorsed babies. He had to call the manufacturers and all this and stuff, and they gave us the recommendation, just a few minutes, so many times a day, and she was better within 2 days. She didn't have to go back into the hospital. I mean, significantly better. She was immediately better the next day just from the extra feedings. And then they couldn't believe that we turned it around and she didn't have to go back in. Because I don't know that you remember this, but Connor had to go back in.
Huh.
So yeah, so I believe in the red light and the blue light therapies, and so I just bought one of these, and I'm just going to do this and hope that it makes it better. Because during the time we borrowed the blue light, they also noticed that Jared had this bursa on his elbow, and so they gave him a red light, and he used it, and it shrunk.
So I'm thinking, so your kid does something bad, and you say, you're getting a timeout, and here's your timeout. 3 minutes of timeout. Stand here and hold this red light for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are we?
So I think we're done. Are we done?
We're done.
Are we done? Are you going back to the cat place? I found another thing that I could donate, and then I'm wondering about that medicine. Remember how we have that medicine?
Oh, that
That's
cat.
unopened.
Yes.
Do you think they would take it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've gone over
The
to
cat
my
shelter.
daughter got scratched, and in Tucson there's one very, very large cat shelter called Hermitage.
So
And-
no kill cat shelter.
Yes. Which doesn't actually mean that they never kill an animal.
I don't know what it means.
Yeah.
But anyway, but it's very nice. It's a brand new building. It's very
Yeah.
clean. We
It's
went
a
there
few
the
years
other
old.
day with the kids. Oh my gosh.
So we've taken Prue twice now, and it's really desensitized her. So she was actually able to pet our cat yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And then she says to me the other day, she's really quiet in her room for a while, so I go check on her. Mom, how do I write goodbye? I'll bite. Why do you want to write goodbye? I want to write a goodbye to my guinea pigs because I want a pet that doesn't pee on me.
Yeah, guinea pigs do have a habit, if you're holding them on your lap, of peeing on you. Yeah.
So yes, there are a lot of people that somehow play with their guinea pigs, whatever, let them run around their carpet. I would never, never. The times that I let them out in the really big pen, it's covered, and these things pee. I'm telling you, these things pee.
I would never. I wouldn't put them on a carpet or let a kid have them.
No.
No.
And they shed a lot.
Yeah.
They shed a lot. They shed more than the cat.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's it. That's our last couple of weeks. We have missed you, but
But you're doing some in-between
Yeah.
things. I'm just once a month now.
yeah, because it's actually hard for us to get together and do this. Grandpa's
Believe
got
it or not, we live 5 blocks apart, and we don't see each other a lot.
No, this is probably our only one-on-one time.
Mm-hmm.
Because either I'm watching the children or she's watching the children. And like today, to have the children not interrupt, Connor's in his room, and Grandpa had to take the little one.
And give her some new Play-Doh so she could play Play-Doh at our house. And
So he'll need an absolute rest. Do you want me to just drive you home on Pinky? Connor can stay home alone for a couple minutes.
Sure.
Okay. Pinky is my 2-seater mobility cart that has like a grocery basket that fits underneath as a little trunk, so all of her stuff will fit. And look back on some of the other videos, you might see it, or in my Instagram.
And what do you always say when you
Look
close
with your
it?
heart first.
And love your daughter.
Oh my God.